Hello and welcome to the Lewd Front podcast. Today with my fellow host, Oiled.
Yeah.
And one of my actually favorite all-time artists. Don't get a big head now, okay? But it says Kid.
Thank you. Hey,
I've seen this guy. The reason I love so much is because of Kid.
Really?
But we're not gonna talk about that right now. What's up, Spaz? What's poppin'?
And
What's going on? Introduce yourself. Go ahead. I mean, you don't need introduction, but go ahead.
What do I introduce myself with?
He draws art and stuff.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, on occasion. Yeah.
Newgrounds.
Newgrounds and Twitter is where you'd probably find it because I post sketches because I don't really post finished art a lot of the time.
So, Spaz Kid, he's been a long person in the game. Like, it's been a long time. He's an old person in the game, even though he's not that old.
In the porn game?
And the nothing for work art game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like your quadruple Oiled's age.
Yeah, I mean, I was in there even when I shouldn't have been in there.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I've been allowed for the long haul.
That was in the old days of the internet. We don't talk about.
Yeah, we gloss over those days.
That was the Nazi backgrounds and the ashes with no dicks and
No, not. I don't think I ever did Nazi imagery.
No, I'm just saying internet in general. Like everything, it was free game back then.
Oh, the Wild West, yeah.
It was the Wild West.
Wild West of porn. They get sterilized a little bit, but there's still like stragglers.
No, it's fucked. It's fucked now. You can't do anything without getting reprimanded or people crying about it.
No. I mean, that's what I mean. Where like it's sterilized.
Yeah.
There's
You said the little sterilized. No, it is destroyed.
I guess I should have said like Puritans have ruined everything, but I was just being. I wasn't talking. What I was trying to say, yeah, it's all sterile now. There's not really like people don't really do anything. Then again, it's like people are too afraid to look up anything or do anything. And in research, God forbid anyone does any research.
I mean, it's fucked. Even if you do look up stuff or try to find stuff, right now people have. I'm not gonna draw this list. Is bigger than their. I'm gonna draw this list.
Yeah, that's something I don't really do. I'll draw pretty much anything, but I don't draw Guro, mainly because I don't like drawing blood, but I have nothing against it. I also don't like drawing vomit because vomit makes me sick, so I won't draw that, but I'll draw pretty much anything else. So I have like a massive laundry list of things that I will draw.
This is what's up.
Like even stuff that people would be ashamed of, I'd be totally confident doing.
Okay, what's the most fucked up thing you've drawn?
The most fucked up thing I've drawn?
Yeah.
Well, just in general, like what does that qualify as? Because a lot of people, I mean, they get offended by practically anything.
I'm not gonna talk about the eyes of Twitter.
What are the things that you look back on and you're like, okay, I probably shouldn't have done that?
Nah. Not that. You could regret some simple shit. I'm just
I
talking
don't necessarily regret drawing half the porn I draw.
Yeah.
Because at the time, I'd either do it because the commissioner asked, or I don't know. Like, I don't really regret what I draw. There's nothing to regret. I've already signed my life away.
Yeah, that's not the thing. It's about what's the most fucked up thing you've drawn? Not in the eyes of a regular person, but in the eyes of a regular degenerate on the internet. What's the most fucked up thing you've done?
Regular degenerate?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've done like scat. I would say that's pretty low in the degenerate scale.
And you don't have any lower? Just scat?
Well, I mean, do you go lower than that?
I guess diaper.
Diaper? I've never done that. I've never done diaper.
Furry? That's like the lowest.
Furry? That's not low. Come on. Furry is like that's not even mid. That shit's like high.
No, I just hate it.
Do you mean like a furry shitting in a diaper?
No, that's a bit too much.
I've never done it.
That's like way too far. Like, just stop.
That's like crossing the streams. You should not do that.
It's a furry, diaper, and scat. That's like the ultimate knockout.
I mean, yeah, but it also would pay the best.
That a single commission of that would probably at least get you $1,000.
See, that's the thing is a lot of artists. I don't want to knock any artist because you like what you like. I don't want to say like you have to suddenly start drawing it. But a lot of artists, they have kind of like a vanilla approach to porn. Like they'll draw stuff, but like even they're like, oh, I don't know if I could draw piss, and it's like, really, urine? I feel like urine is like the most sterile of the batch, but it's like they will draw pretty much anything. That's basic, I guess, in like a very vanilla sense.
I mean, it really depends, though, right?
But the thing is,
oh, wait, go ahead.
Sorry. The thing is, when you're drawing porn, you want to keep your list open and like your mind open also when you're drawing stuff, because like if you're willing to draw more taboo stuff, you can get paid more for it, and the people would be willing to pay more because they're not able to really get it. So it's better to be a little more open-minded. And you're already drawing porn, so you're already looked down upon, even if you were a good soul. It doesn't even fucking matter. Like, you're already prejudged, so you might as well just go all out. And have like a secret account where you go all out.
Now look at it from the other perspective. So you might drive away some people.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, the people you drove away, you probably didn't want as like a customer to begin with, because you can have an alt account for like the really taboo stuff, and if somebody's offended by that, then it's like, why the fuck are you following the alt account to begin with? That's your fault. Like, I think if you're going to do that stuff, it's good to have an account for the alternate things. Because like obviously you have a main account for just like the stuff that you could show the masses, and then you have a secret account for the stuff you don't want to show anybody, but people will find if they know you and search you. So you don't have to like actively put it out there, but it can be an alternative that people can find, I guess. I just say to give people options. But again, if somebody's offended by that, then fuck them. Like, I could care less about somebody offended about the alternate things I do. Yeah.
But yeah.
Sorry, I went on a bit of a tangent.
Are you okay with are you into piss fetish? Are you into water sport?
Yeah, piss doesn't bother me.
Are you into water sport? No, it doesn't bother you.
Am I into water sports?
Not doing it yourself.
I don't really like it in real life. I think it's something where art is fantasy, and I appreciate stuff more as art than I do in real life in a lot of aspects. Like, so, and I truthfully believe that there can be stuff that you detest as far as fetishes go, but I guarantee without a doubt that there is an artist out there that has drawn something that you detest hot and will make you horny if you get horny over art. I guarantee that anything that you think that you don't like, there's probably someone that made you like it. That's why I say to be open-minded when you look at or like draw porn, because there's people who've touched base on things that you might not like. And I think piss is one of those things, piss. It's such a vulgar word. I think piss is one of those things where it's like, there's definitely bad piss art, but there's also really good piss art. Piss art. That doesn't really I don't know. It doesn't really sound, it sounds vulgar. It doesn't really sound like I'm trying to defend it. But you know what I mean.
Yeah. A lot of doujin do great piss, right?
Yeah. It's like, and it's not even, they do beautiful art. Like they make the piss look immaculate, glistening. It's beautiful. Yeah. So that's
like, it's not really my cup of tea, pun intended, but still,
that's a pun.
Yeah, you know, like the JoJo reference.
I was gonna offend somebody. I only saw JoJo Part 3. I've never read the mangas. I don't know anything about JoJo aside from what I saw in Part 3.
The thing was in Part 5.
Oh, I need to watch and read JoJo. Actually, I need to read it more than watch it.
It's great. Just don't talk about it publicly, because you'll either attract other JoJo fans, which are mostly fucking idiots, or the anti-JoJo fans who are.
I've seen the ludicrous amount of people, the fucking loser age defenders, that get really worked up over these like hulking teenagers. It's like, I mean, I don't want to. That sounds mean, and I'm sorry, I was probably mean, but it's just kind of like these guys who are, quote 17 in Japan. It's like 17 is like considered adult in Japan. So like, they're basically like grown fucking adults. So getting offended by these like towering 17-year-old guys with superpowers, like, get over yourself. Like, who cares?
Grow up.
Yeah, it's like nobody cares. You're already looking at fucking porn. Why are you worried about ages of fictional characters at that point? You're already a degenerate. You're not even looking at if you're looking at like cartoon porn and you're like thinking of the morals of cartoon porn, it's like you're already a degenerate in the eyes of the Lord or wherever the fuck you're tied to. Because you're not looking at fucking real people fucking on your phone or something. So it's like, give me a break.
But wait, isn't it, if they're religious, isn't it no porn at all?
I think it is, but there's probably a lot of people who are religious who still like beat off to like cartoons. Nobody can.
I mean, I'm right here.
What?
I'm right here, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. You're tied to religion, but you still beat off to cartoons even against your religion. It's like, hey, you know,
it is what it is.
You are what you are. Yeah, when you're horny, you're horny.
The best of both worlds.
It is what it is.
I've seen a trend, especially like in Western media, like cartoons, that people get overly offended about the ages of characters, right? Which is fucking stupid to me.
Oh yeah. People getting offended
it's
by
fictional.
characters.
Like, holy shit, who gives a fuck, right?
That's what I was talking to my girlfriend about that because I've been playing Persona 4 and like people losing their minds over like those games. It's like, well, I mean, I hate to break it to you, but these characters are all in fucking high school. So if you're looking up, like, if you look up Persona, the top search result is Persona character's age. It's like, what the fuck do you think their age is? They're in high school. It's like, what? No, they're all like barely fucking adults in high school. They all got held back for 2 years. Like, no, they're all fresh-faced teenagers in high school, all rolled up into fucked up situations. That's what it is. So it's funny. It's funny to me, I guess.
Persona is a good game, but when people come up and try to compare ages or guess ages or whatever, back in the day, like, you know, this every account nowadays has the all characters drawn are 18 and above, right?
I mean, you kind of have to do that, unfortunately.
But that wasn't a thing. That was not a thing.
No, it's just
that was not a thing until recently.
The like whistleblowers and internet police.
The fucking Twitter cancel culture.
Yeah, the cancel culture.
That was not a thing until recently, and
it wasn't until like it became like throwing the word like pedophile around.
It wasn't until Twitter, I guess. Let's just say Twitter, because Twitter enables
the
a lot
Tumblr
of
exodus. It was like Tumblr. it was the Tumblr refugees from the Tumblr exodus that brought the fucking cancel culture. If you really want the culprit, that's what it was.
The Tumblr, bro. The people in Tumblr, like before all this happened, the people in Tumblr who had all characters drawn are 18 and above. Those guys used to draw feral, right? Those guys used to draw like actual ponies getting fucked.
Yeah, they're all. I mean, yeah.
And they had the disclaimer: every character is 18 and above. You're drawing a fucking horse.
Well,
what's 18? Right?
Remember what I said about judging people when you draw porn? It's like, or you affiliate yourself with porn. I would say that as long as you're a sound brain person, sound mind person, sound brain person, I don't know if that's the same thing. As long as you're sound in mind and you're not an idiot, you should be confident in what you're drawing. There's just certain things that you shouldn't draw that are obviously you shouldn't draw it. And if it's like super obvious, then just like, don't draw it.
Just step down. Just stop.
Yeah, it's like you don't have to be that. I don't know what the term is. Like, you don't
put a target on yourself.
Yeah, don't put a target on yourself. Don't be that springboard because no one else is. There's probably a reason no one else is for certain things. There's certain things like even I won't do in the current ecosystem. It's just not even worth it. Yeah. It's a good thing that I have a very like. There's things I like, and I could draw them for all eternity and never get bored of them. At least yet. Mm-hmm. And that's like asses, so I can always draw that without being bored.
Yeah, more asses. Yeah, fuck you, Oil.
What was the artist? I remember. That brings us. I remember an artist. No. Well, this shit is on my mind. Who was the artist that got shit for? Was it Tick with a Q, right?
Oh yeah.
Do you know
you know Tick with a Q, Twack. Tick with a Q. Nyancheta is their other name? Nyancha? No, I don't know.
I think I might. You gotta show me art.
Have you seen that? You've heard of Genshin? You've played Genshin? Genshin Impact?
I've never played it. It looks like a very
Okay.
This person?
Yeah.
The guy thick with a Q, who draw.
I know this. I love their art. Their shit. Oh my god, like their stuff is amazing.
Nyancha. Okay, so he drew. Are you talking about the sleeping or the horn breaking?
The horn breaking, where all the TikTok kids had a fucking collective meltdown about it.
Right.
What's a horn breaking? Dick breaking?
So there's a character in Genshin who has horns, right?
Yeah.
So what he did was what was it oiled exactly? Porn, but they break off the character.
He was basically fucking her, and then he, like, in the moment of fucking, he broke off one of her horns, right? And she started bleeding and had all that fucking nasty Ahegao face going on and shit, and everybody lost their shit about it, right?
Oh, okay. What's the problem?
People on TikTok, like out of every platform on TikTok, like actual kids, right?
Well, they outed themselves as being somebody who looked at porn when they shouldn't.
That's one part, because they were like what? They were like what? 15, 16, complaining about the image.
Oh well, then exactly. That's my.
Why
point.
are you looking at this when you're 15?
It's like you're supposed to not look at that. You're supposed to be of the age to look at this stuff. It's like, haven't you been told by every single fucking porn artist on the goddamn site that has 18 plus only? Fuck off, children. Like it's like I just see, this is why I play games and work and don't fucking use the internet, because holy shit, man, I could not deal with this shit on a daily basis. I used to. He I don't know. He just blocked people. Pretty sure it's a he, right? I don't know. The name Nyancha throws me off. I don't know. That could be any. Well, if it's a he or a she, they're really good artists. Great art still. Regardless, great art. I forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, if you're 15 or 16 looking at porn, just do it secretly. Don't fucking announce to the world.
Yeah, don't make a whole fucking TikTok video about it.
Yeah, see, like I'll just like come out and say it. When I think a lot of porn artists actually do start drawing porn when they're younger, because like they don't usually post it, or if they do, they don't ever tell their age, so you can't really tell the person's age, or they might say they're 18, because back then I would try drawing porn even though I was definitely underage. Like I was around 14 or 15. No, I was around 15 or 16 when I was drawing porn on the internet, and I don't really care if people are fucking pissing their pants in fear knowing this, but I did. But I also didn't commission people, and I did like requests, basically. Like people could request stuff, and I did like in secret. I never told anybody my age, and I kept it all to myself. So people would ask me stuff, and I would draw stuff on my own. And I did that, and I feel like a lot of people do that now, so they can get better at it by the time they do turn 18, so they can turn a profit when they not drop out the commissions and shit. And I hope people who do porn will be confident and say that they do that, because I know a lot of porn artists who are like 18, and you look at their stuff and it's like you're fucking motherfucking 18 and you can draw like the curves of a goddess. It's like, give me a break. It's like you were definitely studying when you were like 15 or 16. I don't give a shit. It's like you do not know raindrop titties when you're 18. Nobody knows that. You're drawing neck titties like everybody else until you turn like slightly older and learn about like basic anatomy and shit.
But so my point with the
all of the artists, I'm not gonna say all, I'm gonna say a lot of the old artists. I don't know about now, because I don't follow anyone who's new gen, I guess, right?
The new generation?
I don't follow any new generation artists. Like I follow you as an example.
I honestly don't know any. Like, I mean, I guess like the new generation of artists are like the artists that exited from Tumblr and came to Twitter, and some like got their starts on like Newgrounds and came to Twitter still. Like I usually get all my stuff on Twitter.
Yeah, what's up?
The thing is, I don't use Twitter. Oiled, when did you start art exactly? 5 years ago?
Like 2 years ago, maybe less.
Okay. So this is a new gen artist, right? This is like but you're not a child.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely not. No.
Yeah, as far as I know, you're not a child. Are you a child?
No. Canonically, I'm not.
Okay. You had to think about it?
Don't worry about it.
I'm like 30, so I'm definitely not a child.
Okay.
I'm
But the
seasoned
whole
in weather.
what I wanted to ask with the whole Tick with a Q situation, like the whole image is not that bad, right? It's just like a horn breaking and a bit of blood, right?
It's just people get so up in arms about Guro.
Like my fucking generation, like the fucking old Newgrounds generation, that was a mild as shit, right? Would you say that we just got desensitized to everything, or would you say that
I mean, I'm
the newer
definitely
generation,
desensitized.
the newer generation is just a little bit too overreactive?
They're all like pussies who can't handle anything.
Yeah, they are. They are old pussies. You're not wrong. They are old pussies.
They are, and it's like more people are coming and boycotting against the idea of drawing porn, but they're usually young. I don't really know where this generation of young people are coming and telling me not to draw porn. It's like, who the fuck are you? It's like literally in 3 years you're going to discover that you can make money off of it more than you were making at your fucking shitty job, and you're going to fucking be doing it on the sideline. So like, kiss my ass. And that almost always happens. So if you're somebody who's like wagging your finger and telling people no, it's like, you better see yourself in 3 years and see where you're at. It's like, because I'm going to tell you right now, nobody's going to be requesting you drawing a Mega Man pinup, but they will be requesting you drawing fucking Mega Man getting fucked. So, you know, you throw your punches. Throw your punches. It's like, what hill do you want to die on? The one that makes money, or the one that, you know, gives you, I guess, like, moral support, but also gives you nothing in return? Because there's a lot of save for work artists who like do not save for work because they're like, I can't make money off save for work. I do save for work as a hobby, but I mostly draw porn. And it's like, yeah, I get that. I understand that. Luckily, I do game design stuff, so I don't often draw porn all the time. But when I do with my free time, I draw it. But yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I'm going on tangents after tangents.
So good.
It's cool.
I mean, if this generation saw what you, for example, did like 10 years ago and what you posted on Newgrounds, they would have like a fucking aneurysm.
Oh, I was on Fur Affinity, and like before that, Hentai Foundry. So before Newgrounds.
Foundry is, if you speak about Hentai Foundry now, you're fucked, right? The shit on Hentai Foundry, right? I don't think anyone of the new gen can handle what was on Hentai Foundry back in.
Hentai Foundry was a lot of, I guess, like at the time, it was mainly just like Blizzard girls with dicks. That was mostly what I remember seeing on Hentai Foundry. But Fur Affinity,
it was a huge mix.
Fur Affinity was like, a problem with Fur Affinity is there's no filter. So someone could just draw chicken scratch on a napkin and upload that, and it'll just clutter the main feed anyways. So you can't get any exposure on Fur Affinity. It's basically just word of mouth, and if your art is like good enough to be passed around through favorites and shit, it was not a good platform at all. Fur Affinity sucked. There's better places for furry stuff. E621 is a good one.
Oh yeah, I use that site for a lot of references.
Yeah.
Just because of the fucking tags that you can put in, right?
E621 is very good for your furry archive. Fuck Fur Affinity. It's huge waste of time. I don't give a shit. I haven't used my account in fucking like forever. But I use my E621 account all the time to favorite shit if I need fat material.
Please sponsor us, E621.
I never bother with uploading on fucking Hentai Foundry because the site is so fucking outdated. It's a pain in the ass to upload anything. I hate it.
There. Uploading anything on there takes like 100 years. And Tom's working on making the art portal like way better. He's working on doing a lot. It takes a lot to update the site because it's running on like it runs on old hardware, and then it has to be updated through the site manager, who also has a system that takes a while to update, so it takes a long time to get features in. But Tom knows that to make the art portal more robust, because a lot of people use it, and I would use it, but I don't want to post sketches to Newgrounds, even though I guess it wouldn't really matter. I just feel weird about uploading sketches only. That's why I just shit stuff out on Twitter sometimes, and I don't really finish anything because I don't really have the time.
Because Twitter is not archived. It's you can just drop whatever.
Yeah, it's basically like Tumblr. Like I used to use Tumblr to just drop shit on there, but then they started policing everything and then ruined everything. So Twitter is basically just that.
I've never properly used Tumblr except to like follow certain artists. Like some food artist on Tumblr used to be called Matt Kaiser.
I use Tumblr for reference.
He only uploads on Tumblr, or used to before all that shit happened, right?
Yeah, everyone just went to Twitter, and Twitter's easier to like keep track of stuff. Twitter or Newgrounds, take your pick. Nobody's going to like Hentai Foundry or Affinity or fucking DeviantArt.
Those are you don't want to go to DeviantArt. Like if your art gets mixed up with the fan art,
nobody goes for that.
If your art gets mixed up with the fan art, you're fucked.
DeviantArt is pretty bad. They're no better than for Affinity when it comes to filters, and they're also like way worse. And I heard like they're even worse when it comes to compensation, so it's not even worth putting your stuff to print out and stuff. You're getting nothing in return, and you're getting ripped off half the time.
The DeviantArt was just weird from beginning to end. I just never it was for the weirdos of
Oh yeah, I hate DeviantArt. I know people made an account and are part of it, and I think it's like this sunk fallacy situation where kind of like with Blizzard, when you make an account with Activision Blizzard and you have tons of hours in like WoW or something, you can't really like just delete your account and forget about it because of the sunk fallacy. And I feel like the same thing is for DeviantArt, where people have sunk a lot of time into getting their account where it was and getting art and stuff sponsored, so they don't want to like just abandon it. But sometimes it's better to abandon a platform that isn't supporting you or trying to help you in any way. There's no sense in like trying to brute force through a platform that doesn't give a shit about you, like Tumblr. That's why the exodus happened, because people knew. And Tumblr was already like cutting people left and right. Like I remember there were a lot of artists I really like, and I'm glad they're on Twitter now, but a lot of them got axed because of some bullshit. Like it was some stupid shit like zoophilia or underage, but it was really just like short stacks and a girl getting fucked by like a dragon or something. And you're just like, oh, fuck off. Like nobody cares. Like nobody cares. Okay, you can't fuck a dragon. Newsflash, Tumblr, you can't fuck a dragon. Fuck off. Stupid. So like they all followed the exodus, but they're all on Twitter now. Anyways, I feel like I've been talking for a long time. You said there was like questions. Sorry,
we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
That's a bit later.
Yeah,
that's great. But a while back in this podcast, you were saying you will always draw asses, which comes to my question, which I already know the answer. Ass or titties?
Yes. What?
Ass or titties?
Oh, ass, obviously.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't. I'm not offended by titties. In fact, I think titties are fun to draw. I just think you can do more with asses.
Why would you be offended by titties?
It's not that I'm offended. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not. I would never not draw tits. I think tits are fun to animate.
You just go outside, you see a girl with like fucking like a tank top. You're like, you fucking swine.
I don't really like. Here's the thing. I don't really like big tits. I like small tits, like small ball tits, like little tits you can hold in your hand. I'm not a big fan of massive tits.
Like pear-sized tits, or
like B's or little A+s. It doesn't have to be too big, just to show some dents. I'm more, like I said, I'm more of an ass guy. I don't really care about breasts, but like the problem with big tits is they usually cover up the image of the person. So, and I think like the body, the figure is really hot. So when you're covering up like, parts of the muscle, or you're covering up the stomach, or your massive fucking udders are covering up your lower end, and you can't make out anything, it also, I feel like, ruins the image because you can't get a good like shot of the anatomy. I appreciate all the muscle.
I love this.
Huh?
I love your statement right now. I'm loving this.
Yeah, that's why.
You cannot hide the muscle.
No, you can't have the detail in the muscles, and I think big breasts cover that stuff up. But at the same time, I think you can have modestly sized big tits. Like I think D's can still look good, but it depends on like. I just think G's are too like obnoxious. I think when you have G tits, you might as well be wearing a fucking inner tube around your chest, because it's taking up way too much space, and like can't see the image behind the tits. Can't make out the figure.
Don't see the person. I just see titties.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my take.
Okay, so your statement is basically there can be too much titties, but can there be too much ass?
Yes, there can be too much ass. I also am under the inclination that sometimes too much ass is also like too much. Like I like big asses, but I think when asses are so big that you can slide quarters into them, like they look good, but you also can't see, like you can't make out the fat under the ass, and you can't make out the pussy, and you can't make out the fucking butthole and shit. But I mean, it makes spreading hotter, but I mean, you get what I mean, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I'm going on a weird tangent. Sometimes with big asses, though, it creates a cool not a cool, like a hot effect where the skin from the anus to the pussy is really hot when it's stretched out, and that only really happens with like fat asses because of the weight of the ass.
I love how you're explaining this, right? Like I'm trying to imagine this on live, but at the same time, I don't want to.
Big asses make nice spreads. That's all I'm saying. You can get better detail with this big ass that spread. I'm not wholesale offended by big asses. I do think big asses are better than big tits, wholeheartedly. But I also think when asses can be too big, I also think they can be too big. And I know I could be castrated for that, but that's also what I think. I don't think both can be too big. Like, I don't think one is better than the other. I think there's an equilibrium when it comes to ass and titties. There's
an equilibrium to ass and titties?
Yeah.
So, but you said more towards the smaller tit size than a medium ass size, right? Would you say medium or large ass?
Yeah. We're just talking large. Definitely, I definitely prefer like a medium ass, a big ass over. But again, like you can have a big but firm ass, like a toned ass can be like, it can be plump but also toned, so it's not 100% just like, you fucking stick quarters in the stretch marks. Like you can have a big ass that's also small. If that makes sense.
How you can have a big ass? You're saying a big ass but doesn't take much size.
Yeah, like it's it's small going up, but it's fat going down.
It doesn't take much
fat on the
space.
bottom, small on the top, huh?
So it's a fat ass, but it's a firm ass. Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah, fat firm ass, and that's somewhat a tight small ass, so it's not that big.
Okay, I feel like we've been going on this topic for a bit too long. I wanted
Listen, man, this it's all about ass. Bro.
I wanted to ask you, you do have a band now, right?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Did your like online persona and what you did in the past ever affect your current status with the band?
Oh, just doing porn and stuff? No, They don't give a shit. I tell them, I'm like, listen, I might draw porn from time to time, and I do draw like stuff, and they're just like, okay. They don't care. I mean, I'm a full-grown adult, so if they are offended by it, well, they can get over it.
Yeah, but do you do like live concerts sometimes?
I haven't done a live concert. I would hope it wouldn't interfere, but I mean, that's just what it is. People know me for porn, but they also know me for music, and I guess that helps because people come for the porn and can stay for the music, or vice versa.
And how's the whole music part working out for you?
It's good. We're working on our new album. It's taking a lot of time because we're not going to rush it. We didn't rush the last one, but we kind of had to we didn't have a lot of time because my friend was going to have his kid soon. So we kind of hauled ass on it. This time we're taking our time with it, so we're not going to rush it. But we have some bonus tracks that we're going to release soon. And
hell yeah.
Yeah, it's going fine. I actually got to record stuff soon. The bonus tracks are important.
Speaking of music,
you want to make hold on. You want to make a plugin while we're still talking about the band?
Yeah.
Plug?
Like a plugin?
Plug your band.
Oh, we're called The Third Rates. You can find us pretty much anywhere on social media. Just look the name up. And we're on Twitter, Third Rates. Our album's called See What Sticks. That's our album we released. We are a ska band. So we play like ska, but we don't limit ourselves to just punk. We do a lot of varied stuff. We'll do Latin. Sometimes we'll do metal. We'll do like a reggae. We may do rock. We may do disco sounding. We'll just do whatever suits the song at the time. So we don't limit ourselves.
All-rounder.
Yeah, we're a catch-all for ska. We don't limit, but we're definitely a ska band. Because I play the trombone and sing. We have a sax player. We have a trumpet. Drummer, bassist, who's also guitarist, and then we have another bassist.
And I think you had two vocalists. Right?
It's just me and Dylan. And Dylan is my guitarist, but he's also my guy who does like the rhythm stuff. He'll make the drums. He'll make all the rhythm, and I'll normally like acapella the horns. Or I'll do the horn myself. And that's another thing too, is like that doesn't really affect me because people already know from like SleepyCabin and from other stuff that I play the trombone or that I do horn stuff. So me doing horn stuff and being in a band, it's like it's not really that surprising. Also, I did a music video back in the day called I Know You Too Well for Real Big Fish, and introduce a lot of people to ska. People tell me that nowadays when they come across me. So that also pretty much assures that if they know me, they know that I also have a pretty dirty background, but you know, it's just how it is, I guess.
You are actually the person who introduced me to Real Big Fish when I saw the video.
Oh yeah.
And I've been listening to the band ever since. Yeah.
Yeah, they're really good, and they're one of my favorite ska bands because they kind of went out of the norm of like the same style. And people knew them as being like goofy and weird, and they got popular from doing that kind of stuff. But they're really good at doing just like different style of music. Like they never limited themselves to just punk or like reggae only. They do anything and everything, depending on what the mood fits. And that's kind of how we approach songs. Like sometimes we don't want to write a basic rock song. We want to write like a disco song, or we want to write like a metal breakdown or something.
So your band is based on how you're feeling?
Not so much how I'm feeling.
How everyone's feeling?
My band is basically based off the fact that I've always been in a band, and even before I did all this stuff, I was in a ska band. This is really just to vent because I like making music and writing music and developing music. This is just another thing to chalk up to my hobby, because I like doing art, I like making music, and I like animating, and I don't know what else I can do. So I like indulging in anime and manga.
So animating, like as a career, animating is your first option. Music is your second one, right? What would be your third option?
Probably art. It would probably be art.
Safe for work
full time. No, hell no. I don't like doing safe for work. Safe for work is boring as shit. I mean, I don't mind doing it for if people paid for it and it's like I agreed to it, but safe for work bores the fuck out of me. Just give me something like gross or inappropriate to draw. Don't waste my time.
Some super good. Like
I don't like drawing safe for work though. My reason for not doing safe for work is it's like, I mean, I say that when I drew the picture for the message thing, but it's like I drew that because I was just like, I didn't really feel like drawing like porn at the time. Again, like it's just the mood draws fit. And I was pretty much just like, safe for work, it's like you could find any artist with a better skill level to do safe for work.
What if it was niche safe, like Monster Girls?
Monster Girls is a niche safe for work.
No, like this Matilda Fisher. If you ever heard of that artist?
No, maybe.
Also, like this person.
Do they draw porn on the side?
No, they don't. Unfortunately.
Oh, that's just
not as far as I know.
Pathetic. I'm joking. Skeleton Panda Sea Squirt. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's an actual creature.
That is scary. All right, fish. Scary sea creature fish fucking scare the shit out of me. They're the scariest goddamn sea creatures you ever did see deep underwater that you don't even know exist. And then when you find out about them, fucking weird human fish freaks me out, man. I don't like it. I don't like the evolution of like fucking fish.
Like the fishes with the human face, bro.
Yeah, it's like, what the fucking Christ, dude? How does this happen? This is scary. It's scary. It's fucking scary. Deep sea creatures freak me out. I don't mind, like, you know, jellyfish and things like that, but when they're deep underwater, see-through weird fuckers, like, you know, like that.
What about stuff like Komodo dragons?
Look, this is an actual creature that lives in the ocean.
That is like
the skeleton panda sea squirt.
It looks like a fucking enemy in a video game.
It's a panda. Look, it has the panda eyes. Look,
the top one looks more like a panda. The bottom one looks like a goddamn skeleton.
Just looks like sperm with bones.
It's a skeleton fish in Mario. That's what it fucking looks like. Come to life.
It's just sperm with bones, bro. Look at it. Just like a singular jizz. Fuckers. Oh my god. So what about stuff like Komodo dragons?
Water dragons? What?
Like Komodo dragons, like giant land creatures. Not
I don't care. I don't care. It's just underwater stuff. Land things don't bother me.
Spiders?
Spiders? I don't like spiders, but they're necessary. Spiders are necessary for keeping the food chain in order, so they don't offend me.
What about the skeletons? Well, what were they called again?
Skeletons.
A skeleton spider. The spider that has like a skull on his back.
I've never heard of that.
It looks really weird. It looks really scary.
So it's like a Warcraft enemy.
It does sound like one, right? But it's a scary spider. It's really fucking.
I mean, I don't like spiders. I would not want a spider near me. I would not want.
Not even a pet tarantula.
No, I think spiders are creepy, but I'm not gonna kill one. I don't feel the need to go out and kill a spider.
What if it was in your house?
No,
in your bed.
I wouldn't kill a spider. There's no reason to kill a spider.
Even if it was big.
A brown recluse or like a black widow.
Okay.
I'd have to think about it because those are deadly.
Okay.
But even then, I probably would be too chicken shit to kill it.
How are you gonna deal with it?
I'm not. I'm gonna like leave.
Just moving, like just fucking shit. Moving to another place. Like fuck this shit.
Brown recluse is like jumping shit. I would follow where it went and try and corner it. I hope I don't get stung or bit. Yes, because it doesn't sting you.
Yeah, it's a bite.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
I don't know.
Capturing spider. What are we talking about capturing a spider?
We are at 47 minutes. Let's take a quick.
No, wait.
What?
I still want to ask. So you started art at 16, right?
Yeah, I did. I started doing. Huh?
First ever commission.
Like I said, I never did commissions until I was old enough to do commissions. I only did requests because I didn't want to deal with PayPal or any of that stuff because I was underage, so the money wouldn't go through anyway. So I only did requests for people. And when I did porn, I used to work with a guy he goes by Ami Universe now, but he used to go by Nitro Titan or Titan Nitro. He does a lot of like crazy like vor shit. Like he's an amazing artist who's been around for fucking God, it feels like centuries. He was one of my first.
You just called him old. You just called him super old. That's toxic.
It's not offensive. But like he was one of the first artists I ever met because I guess this is a story. When I first decided to get into porn, I was looking for artists that I could like relate to, and I was on a place called Fan Art Central. And there was an artist there called Nitro Titan. He might have been Titan Nitro, I can't remember. But he posted Mario porn, which is also like unheard of in this current day and age with how fucking worthless Nintendo is as far as porn goes. And if it's not them, it's some weird white knight who insists on bothering everybody about drawing fucking porn. Because it's either Nintendo of America, who's like ruining everyone's lives with taking their porn down of Nintendo characters, or it's some weirdo who's crusading against this shit. But it's not Nintendo of Japan because they don't give a fuck about porn in Japan. Like, as long as it's censored, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Nintendo be damned. Because Japan knows parody. They know that shit doesn't matter. But America or whoever runs that shit are like just adamant about just going after anyone. That's why nobody draws Nintendo porn anymore. And if anyone does, they got fucking golden balls because they'll eventually get targeted and their shit will be like taken down.
I know a lot of artists that lost their account due to drawing Nintendo porn.
Fucking Nintendo's worthless when it comes to that shit. But
I mean, it's a thin line when you draw
it's not though. That's the thing is it's like here's the thing about porn. Regardless what anyone says, as long as you're not it's parody. It's fine. It's parody.
No, that's just companies. What I'm talking about is companies in general. Because Nintendo is one thing, right? Remember there was a game, what was it called? Battlecast? Battlecast, the Overwatch lookalike.
Yeah, Battleborn.
Battleborn. They commissioned artists to do porn about their game, right?
Oh, it was like a desperate attempt to get like last minute players.
And that killed their game even more, right? So
it's like unless you're like, here's the thing. If I told people to draw porn of Nightmare Cops, like nobody would be offended because they already know I draw smut. So but Battleborn, like that shit's like family friendly, try hard, like Borderlands humor shit. Like I don't know. I forget his fucking name. The guy who did Battleborn. He does Borderlands.
I forgot.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
But it's like their humor is like on the cusp of being mature, but it's all like stupid bullshit meme humor that's not funny.
Yeah, Randy.
Yeah, Randy Pitchford. Yeah, that shit.
Yeah, Randy Pitchford.
So like Battleborn was the same way, where its humor was like on the cusp of being mature, but it was still stupid and fucking childish. So them commissioning porn is it's totally out of the element and feels like a desperate attempt. It just doesn't make any sense.
That destroyed the game. That killed the game, like, definitely.
But like again, Blizzard tried to police porn of Overwatch, and it didn't matter because it's like it's parody. It's like you guys are the creators of it, but you should be embracing this shit. You guys don't have to like retweet it and be like, I love all this art.
I'd make the fucking argument that all the porn of Overwatch actually helped the game a lot.
It did help. 100%. It helped fucking Pornhub until they went on a goddamn exodus and taken everything away too. But it totally helped because like, how many people could see the characters getting fucked in what's that thing called where you like rig the models?
And
SFM, yeah.
Yeah, Source Filmmaker.
Blender, SFM, you know, even Unity, right? Some people, there was every type of fucking animation.
And you still see it now. Like I still see Overwatch is like totally dead and worthless in the eye of the public, but you still see these people fucking breaking their backs, making the most amazing goddamn Source Filmmaker porn I've ever seen of Overwatch and World of Warcraft. And it's just immaculate lighting, perfectly rendered vaginas, penises, balls, asses, you fucking name it.
Are you talking about the 3D stuff? The 3D stuff?
Yeah. The way they do like the motion and stuff, it's not just like robotic fucking. There's like actual weight to the movement. It's beautiful. It's like art in motion.
Yeah. If you look at the World of Warcraft Fudanari section, just as a whole, those artists are fucking insane, right? Like they could make actual movies.
If Nintendo wasn't fucking like, or whoever was parading around as Nintendo's overseer for porn wasn't being such a fucking cunt when it came to like this stuff, like that Mario shit would flourish. But like again, like the Mario porn dried up. I went on a huge tangent, but okay, so basically Nitro Titan Ami Universe he drew porn of Goombella and Vivian getting fucked, and it was amazing because it was like Fudanari porn. I've never seen that before. And it was also just like massive insertion. So I never saw it was like fetish porn with Mario characters, and it blew my fucking mind. So I messaged him. It's actually similar to how I met Shad. I messaged him and I'm like, oh my God, you're amazing. And I told him like I wanted to draw porn, and I showed him some of the stuff I did. And then we talked on MSN Messenger and we became friends, and we used to draw porn and bounce stuff back and forth. I'm not going to drop my old name, but if people know, they can look it up. But yeah, I used to draw porn back when I was young, and I got a lot of practice in. And eventually, I also went in the phase where I was super embarrassed about what people might think, so I deleted a lot of stuff. I drew a lot of porn. I drew characters for Ami Universe's series. Like I had my own version of characters for his series, and actually there's some characters, he has one character that he draws called a niece, and I remember ages ago I drew her, and he's like, that's a really cool character design. I'm like, you can have her. I'm not going to do anything with her ever again. And he did more with her than I ever fucking would. So like that's the thing, is he takes the characters and gives them life, something I never did. Like he appreciates his characters more than anyone else I know. And I mean, people care about their characters, but I've never seen someone who writes like entire lore stories based on their characters and all this other shit. Like he had crazy fetish tales and stuff, and he's a really cool guy. Anyone who doesn't know, Ami Universe is an amazing artist and should look him up. He's doing a comic series that explores like pretty much what he's into, which is like certain animes and like macabre themes or themes in general, but he's mostly known for vor.
Can you post this Twitter if possible, so I can put it on the screen?
Yeah, he draws very fetishy stuff, and he's always kind of been that way. He got me into trying vor. I'm not really a big fan of vor. I'm not offended by it, but I guess the only vor I like is like macro, like anal vor. I can get down with that.
Wait, macro anal.
Yeah, where the person's big enough to stick something in their ass.
Oh, so like maybe Lady Demetrius type style.
It's like a lady who's sticking a tiny man in her ass or something.
Nah, you know Lady Demetrius, right? From
Resident Evil.
So like that type of giant.
No, that's too small. Bigger. Huger.
Okay. I get what you mean.
Because when they're like too small, it's just too. I don't know. I feel like there's enough room.
We were talking about you mentioned something about hentai earlier, right?
Yeah.
Hentai doujins, whatever. What's your do you usually read doujins, hentai, or watch?
Hentai doujins? I do. I used to use Sad Panda X Hentai, but it became unreliable at one point, so I stopped using it. And now I use N Hentai, I believe it's called.
Yeah, and hentai is really the biggest one right now.
Yeah.
Sad Panda became, it started being more Sad Panda than usual, unfortunately.
Yeah, Sad Panda was good, but they're just worthless. So I just switched over to N Hentai, and there's not really a lot of problems.
And Hentai is currently the biggest, yeah.
Yeah, they're great. And hentai is fantastic, and I've amassed a huge collection on there. And if we're talking what I like, well, I mean, if you know me, I genuinely like asses, but I also like gay stuff, dicks and stuff and balls. So I'm usually looking up gay stuff.
Like yaoi or tom girl type of gay stuff.
Tom girl, yeah,
like traps. So you're more into traps.
Yeah. I don't mind yaoi if they're like feminine enough.
So just traps.
You can't say traps. It's offensive. You gotta say femboy.
It really is traps offensive?
You didn't know that? Oh my god, dude. Yeah, traps is super offensive.
What the fuck happened?
What the fuck? Since when?
Since when is traps offensive?
I'm surprised you guys don't know. It's been offensive since the internet collected together and to say it was, because they used to. So here's the thing. I know that traps was like a made up anime term that was, it was kind of like a cutesy like sexual term, like it was meant to be dirty and like vile, like the idea of traps, like the association of being like, it's not so much like people interpreted it directly, and that's why it became offensive. Like we were talking about, where everyone gets offended by everything. Traps is a term that's offensive to most people. That's why people have finally accepted femboy. And I used to not like femboy because I felt like it was a cop-out, but I've come around to the term femboy. And femboy is basically just the evolution of traps. You either get femboy or new half. Those are your two options. There's no middle ground. Those just femboy or new half. Shemale is one of those terms where it's like, it's strictly a sexual term. It's like, I'm gonna say this, and I don't mean to. It's offensive. It's like saying that word. That's genuinely used as like a sexual slur term. It is offensive, but it's like when I don't know if I could say this. It's like when you're with a gay person and they want you to call them girls like a girl with a dick would consider like or female the kind of the same dirty term where it's like insulting. So is more insulting because it's a slur of transvestite. I probably sound like a fucking nerd right now who's about what you can and can't say, but I'm just saying what I've heard and what I've observed. I'm not actually saying these things. Which is also offensive.
Is it an insult? It's an insult.
Yeah, like 100% an insult. It's a slur of the word transvestite.
That's fucked up, bro.
I mean, in my mind, shorter version of transvestite, right?
Well, I mean, again, I'm not policing what you can and can't say. There's just words that the internet has deemed inappropriate, and that word plus trap are deemed the worst. Shemale, people argue. I argue shemale is still kind of a sexual term. Like you're looking up a girl with a dick with like fake tits. That's shemale.
I guess shemale is purely sexual. Yeah, I wouldn't call it
strictly sexual. It's like, what are you looking for?
Yeah,
a shemale. So it's like it's strictly a sexual search term.
Yeah, you never fucking Google shemale outside of like porn sites.
Like if I had a friend, I wouldn't call them shemale. Wait, fucking.
You would call them trans. You would call them. You say trans. You have a trans.
It doesn't click with me. It doesn't click. Like, it's not an insult in my head.
Listen,
it's not an insult.
It was the same way for trap, but then like femboy became just the common terminology.
I'm not gonna accept that trap isn't. I'm not gonna accept that. I'm still gonna say trap.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I don't have a Twitter account. I don't have a Twitter account.
Battle this to the ends of the earth. It's just what people.
Hear me out. I don't have a Twitter account. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Fuck all of them.
In Japan, they call like cross-dressers or like femboys, like boys who wear like girl stuff, or if they're like trans, they call I think the term is like it's like sister of man, I believe it's called. It's either sister of man or sister of death. I think it's sister of father or sister of man. I believe that's what it's called for when you're referring to like a trans and stuff. You know, I probably sound very ignorant, and I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm just explaining terms I've heard and seen.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay. If people are offended, then that's their fault for not looking into what I've been trying to say.
I don't, bro. Like, if like is an insult. Trap is an insult.
Well, it's more of an insult than trap because of what trans has been accepted as. So when you say definitely more of an insult than just saying like trans. Because if you could say just say trans. That's all. I'm not saying this is like, I'm saying this is if you meet someone who's trans, you don't want to call them a trans. You know, you're gonna get looks.
I mean, I have a lot of
the weirdest fight.
I do have a lot of trans friends, right? And they're called and absolutely nobody's bothered by it.
Oh wait, Oiled might get canceled for this. He had trouble with it.
We are not talking about that. Fuck off.
Have you had any trouble? Have you been canceled or been attempted to be canceled recently, Spaz?
No.
Recently, not.
No, nobody.
On the olden days.
No, nobody really cancels me. They can try. There's really no reason to because I'm pretty open about who I am and what I do.
Yeah, but was there ever?
And if people are offended,
was there even an attempt to cancel you?
I don't know. Not really. I'm not giving people the okay to try to do so, but I'm just saying, like, because I have 60 hours in SleepyCabin, I've said way more offensive stuff than even they might bring up. So if they want to cancel me, I feel like I can easily be canceled if you just happen to listen to 60 hours of that shit. Or 60 episodes, sorry.
Shit.
Anyway, we've been going at this for an hour. Let's take a quick break and then we're gonna go to the Twitter questions, yeah?
Mm-hmm. How long have you been doing
it? Okay. After the break.
See you after the break. See you after the break.
See you after the break. Whoa. If I were to accidentally shove someone down your throat,
you would suffocate just putting them in your esophagus.
No, not my throat. Your throat.
I wouldn't allow it.
What if
I don't have the room?
Accidentally.
I don't have the room.
Like non-purpose. It just happened.
You can't wait. Just like accidentally swallow a small person or a big person.
What do you prefer?
One that won't rip my fucking jaw out of place.
What?
If I tried to swallow something, I'd break my jaw doing so, and also suffocate.
Like how? What if it's a short stack?
I would still suffocate. It would have to be somebody who's small, but even then, I would not swallow a person.
Can you swallow at least a Pringles can?
Pringles can? No. I would die.
Then I don't think you can swallow.
No. Well, if they're shrunk.
Okay, what the fuck is this topic? Oh, let's go back to the fucking
it's
pod.
It's not me. I didn't do it.
Fuck
I didn't search for it.
Yeah, I didn't search for it either.
Yeah, I just brought out the topic and you two fucking continued it. Okay, let's go back to the pod.
I didn't do anything.
I did nothing.
You gave me a scenario and I argued it.
Okay, let's go back to the pod.
Stay hydrated, everyone, and welcome back to the second part of the SleepyCabin podcast episode with the Twitter questions now. Yeah. Should I just get straight to it? You want to say something before we start? How about the trending hashtag Vorday on Twitter right now?
So I think we talked about that. So it wasn't recorded.
The only conclusion that we came up with is that Spaz cannot eat a whole Pringles can.
Swallow a Pringles can.
If I was to shove oil down Spaz's throat, Spaz would die. That's the conclusion.
If I swallowed oil, I could probably do so. But
no, I'm talking about oil, the person.
Yeah, not me as a person.
Not the liquid.
No, I would die.
We will only know once we try.
Anyway, Shiro, Twitter questions, go now.
Twitter questions. What? Big Dodo asks, "Hello, SleepyCabin, love your works. I want to ask, how did you get better? And what advice can you give to some newbie animators?"
Oh, he wants.
How did you get better? How did you get better at your crafts, like overall?
Animating.
And what advice will you give to newbie animators? Just animating. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, probably the most milquetoast answer you probably hear is practice, which is true. But I think if you want to get better at animating, you should just study the groundworks of animating to begin with. Understand motion basically, like, if you want to animate something, you have to understand that there's a certain weight to all objects, to everything, right? Like, hair is a lot, if you have long hair, it's a lot lighter than, like tits. So if a character's moving with tits, their tits are going to slam down or bounce faster than their hair. Their hair will have a little bit of a delay. So if you know that there's delay movement based on weight, you can just distinguish that. And another thing to do is if you want to get good at movement, you can just drop something in real life and see how it reacts, like see how it bounces, see if there's any like bounce back, and try animating that. And another thing with animation is if you want to improve your craft, the best way to get better at animating is to draw porn. Because when you're drawing porn, you get better at drawing anatomy because you're forced to. And when you get better at drawing anatomy, body movement becomes easier to understand, and you can do stuff that you weren't able to do because you understand movement and anatomy and how the body connects and stuff. So that's my advice. Draw porn.
Draw porn.
Drop objects. And learn about weight value to all things. Capes are lighter than tits.
Yeah, I will always make the argument, if you want to get like better at anatomy, do porn. Like, yeah,
exactly. Do porn. If you want to get better, do porn, because porn, you're drawing naked bodies or some sort of figure, and you're learning about foreshortening and all that sort of stuff, and it's important for anatomy and animation.
Or what I did, what I also noticed when I started going to the gym again, that also helped a lot, right? Because you start noticing like your fucking muscles, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like your body, anatomy is confusing. It is confusing at first, but once you start understanding that your body is just a mirror of itself, like your right side is the same as your left side. So once you understand that, there's no major difference. You just have to understand the design of like the arm. Arms muscles are kind of like chains where they wrap around each other, and there's like 3 parts to an arm. And the shoulders are connected kind of like literal like shoulder pads and stuff in football. It's kind of what your shoulder and like your rib cage places on top of your, I don't know, waist. And your waist, like if you understand bone structure, that also can help with anatomy too. And I recommend studying both, because if you want to get better at anatomy, you have to understand bone structure. You have to understand weight. You also have to understand practical, like when a person turns, some people, when they're drawing porn, I notice this sometimes, they might draw the necks impossibly turned a certain way, which looks good in art, but sometimes it's impractical, and it's good to understand that your body has limitations on the way it can turn. And if you understand that the limitations on the way the body can turn, it can also help your porn look better and animation, because when you limit yourself, it makes it look more real. But then again, vice versa, if you want to make things look more cartoony, you want to break the norm, you can destroy that thing you just learned, and you can make it more, you could show that you understand positioning and like if somebody's turning their head, you can show that you get that their head isn't supposed to be turned that way. And it sometimes makes cartoons look better when you understand it, but you also break the norm to make it look more cartoony. If that makes any fucking sense. I feel like I'm going on a weird tangent.
Don't be afraid
to limit yourself to only realism.
Don't be afraid to exaggerate.
Yeah, exaggerate, but understand where anatomy comes from. You don't have to be 100%. You just have to understand the basics. That's it. That's it. I feel like I went on a long time for that question.
No, I'm right here. What are you talking about? No, he's not cutting out the question. Next question. Carp's Sketchpad.
What?
That's the person name. His name is Carp's Sketchpad.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so he's asking not safe for work and not safe for work art struggles. Do you have any struggles with your art in general?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everybody struggles with art. Nobody's amazing or perfect at art.
What's your biggest struggle?
My biggest struggle is legs and lower legs, like the knees to the lower legs connecting to the feet. I have a problem always making those stand out. And again, my biggest advice to people or artists in general who are struggling, if you're struggling with it, it means you should be practicing it more. Like a lot of people say hands are hard, but I think hands are easier to understand than like fucking legs and shit, because hands, there's just a sheet to them where you can make them boxy and follow the style of a hand based on like blocks and stuff. But you can't really do that with like a waist or like the legs connecting to like, you have to kind of understand like elbows and knee pads and or knees and stuff and like the knee muscle structure, which is hard. And sometimes people draw legs too small. So I don't know. It's like if you're struggling with something, you should definitely be practicing it because, you know, you won't be struggling with it anymore if you practice it. Like I struggle with coloring and I need to practice coloring. And some people struggle with hands, so you should practice hands. So whatever you're struggling with, you should always practice doing. You can't draw.
No, go ahead.
No, that's all.
If you can't draw, okay, that's all. Second part of his question, motivation struggle.
Motivation, that is hard to answer because I am a workaholic and I can find motivation just by watching stuff. I can watch people play games. You know, you can watch Let's Plays, listen to podcasts. You can, watch speed runs. There's videos I watch. Like I watch Germa or Vinny. Like there's a lot of stuff you could watch to entertain you. You can listen to music. I think in our day and age, I think it was taught differently back then, especially by the Animator Survival Guide. They say distractions make it hard to focus. I actually think distractions help keep focus because when you have something to listen to and to watch, it kind of calms your mind down and lets you like focus on what you're doing and like kind of lets you go zen.
Yeah, I read that book and the whole part where you need to work in silence, dude. If I don't have like a fucking movie or music or a video be in the background, I'd lose my fucking shit.
Exactly. So I don't agree with that. I think that might have been an old way of thinking back when people used fucking candles for lights, but I don't think that really holds up anymore. I think distractions definitely help with motivation. I also think another thing to really help with motivation is to set little goals. Don't set big goals because you'll never accomplish it, but set a little goal for yourself when you're working on something every day. Where, like, if you're working on an art piece, you'd be like, okay, today I'm going to finish sketching out this thing, or today I'm going to do the line work for this, or today I'm going to do the background, or today I'm going to do this thing. When you set little goals for yourself and you don't accomplish it, you're not losing that much. But if you do accomplish it, you can sit there and play a game or something. Like if when I'm animating, I'll set a goal for myself to do a certain thing, and then when I accomplish it, I'll sit down and play a game, and then I'll go back to working after I'm done with the game, and then set another mini goal for myself. And I try to do that every time I work.
Yeah, that's the same way that I did the full big ass illustration.
Yeah, because it's a lot to get invested into something, and sometimes
like I did not sit down for like a whole fucking week and just did that, right? I sit down.
Take forever.
Yeah, I sit down, do like 2 sketches, then like you said, set up a goal. Like do like, let's say,
mini goal, very small goal that you can or can't accomplish.
Do like a sketch, then reward yourself for like 20 minutes. Go play,
exactly.
Go for a walk or go play something for like 20 minutes and get back to it.
Always reward yourself, and take breaks. Don't work till you're tired or your hand hurts. I take periodic breaks. I take power naps in the afternoon, and I take breaks from working. Sometimes I'll just get up and walk around if I feel like I'm sitting for too long. You definitely should not be sitting at a computer from like 9 to 5. You should always be moving around. You're already getting back problems by doing so.
Anywho, Shiro, next question, go.
Next question by Foodstein. What's your favorite episode of SleepyCast?
Oh man, I don't know. It's been a while since I've listened to SleepyCast.
That's like a huge selection.
Yeah, I guess my favorite episode. Oh man, I don't know. My favorite episode would probably be the Rogue Fingerer, because we talked about like Halloween and Christmas in that one.
Yeah, I remember that one.
That one was pretty fun. We had a huge argument about Halloween and Christmas, which was better. And it was just like, actually, what's funny about that episode is we lost that entire episode. And we were like, oh my God, that description was like, we did an entire episode of it. It was like an hour long. We lost everything. We were so distraught. We were like, we got to do it again. So the whole early half of that is totally forced. And then when we started talking about Christmas and Halloween, we started getting really into it and being like assholes and just fucking with each other. And then we got super into just being stupid and making up nonsense. I mean, I don't like Halloween, but I like the aesthetic of Halloween. I just don't like Halloween because I think it's like a children's holiday. But I still accept the fact that it's a cool holiday for like ghosts and shit. It's like cool ghoul holiday. I like the setting, but who the fuck celebrates it? But like Christmas, more people like celebrate, and even if you don't like it, you still celebrate it. So that's why it won by default, because No matter what people say, Christmas is definitely celebrated more than Halloween. There's no one who can argue otherwise.
I'll throw my 2 cents in. I think if I remember correctly, the one where you guys argued about if you would fuck the M&M chick.
The green M&M.
Yeah, for like 2 hours. I'd say that's my favorite one.
That was a lost episode. It was a good one too.
Yeah.
That was a
Niall
classic.
kept arguing against it.
It's a classic. That's a fuck that episode. Fuck anyone who wants to fuck an M&M.
Why? Were you in fucking M&M?
I'm not fucking M&Ms or M&M.
Listen, if you're able to actually fuck the M&M, you better take that opportunity. I don't care who you are.
Which one?
If you're able to fuck an M&M, a sentient M&M, you're not gonna do it. I hate to say it.
We'll get to it. We'll get to that. Wait. We'll get to that. Let's go next question first.
I don't want to talk about it.
Lewd Omelette says,
Oh,
how are you enjoying the disgages? And which one are you on or have been playing?
I finished the first one, and I want to play the 4th or 5th one.
Is that how you say it? Disgay? How do you say it?
I say Disgaea. I don't know if that's
Disgaea?
actually how you say it. Disgaea? Yeah. It might be
okay.
Disgaea. I don't know. But I feel like it would be Disgaea because they say ah instead of a in Japan. So I feel like Disgaea makes sense.
Okay, let's go with that for now. Disgaea. So
Yeah.
which are you enjoying it and which?
I played the first one and I really enjoyed it. It was super fun. If nobody played it, it's a very well done tactical RPG that it is very grind heavy, but the grinding is actually pretty fun. I would say the first one is extremely ruthless when it comes to grinding. Like you have to grind or you will be decimated. So grinding is a necessity. But later on, people tell me that like 4 and 5 made grinding a lot easier and funner. So, and they also follow different storylines. So if you're used to the Disgaea storyline, I do think the story of Disgaea 1 is really good. And I watched the anime back in the day, way back in the day. That was back when fucking I watched the anime for Higurashi, which is like ancient shit. But the Disgaea anime was very good, and that got me into the series. I never played it, but I played it recently. But yeah, Disgaea 1 is really good. I want to play 5, but I'm currently in the middle of playing Persona 4, and I just bought Persona 5R because I played it a year and a half ago and really enjoyed it. Or maybe it was like 2 years ago, and I really enjoyed Persona 5, but I want to play Persona 5R. And after playing Persona 4 Golden, I'm really excited to play Persona 5R because Golden was such a huge evolution from Persona 4 that
have you finished Golden?
I have. This is my second playthrough because I screwed up the first one. But Persona 5R, I'm really looking forward to. And,
R adds a lot after. I'm not gonna spoil. I'm not gonna. But
no. Yeah. I'm super excited about playing Persona 5R, and I'm getting it tomorrow. Actually, it should. But then there's I really hope they release Persona 3 because I played FES, but I never beat it. So I'm hoping they do a port of it for PC, which probably guaranteed that they're going to. It would also be nice if they ported 5, but they're not because PS4 sucks when it comes to that shit. So,
no, but 3 will because they saw how much money.
3 should.
They saw how much money 4 made, so they're like,
4 was a necessary port. No one could argue otherwise. 4 is, and the thing about Persona, I don't want to go on a bit of a tangent, but Persona is a series that like got hyped because people got into it through 5. But I think it really is a really well-made series, and each game is unique to its own game. Like Persona 3, 4, and 5 are all different beasts, how you tackle them. They're not the same. Like they have their own style, they have their own way, and they have their own like sense of gameplay that isn't like there's similarities, yes, but they're drastically different. I never played Shin Megami Tensei Persona 1 and 2. I hope they port those because I kind of want to play them, but I heard 1 is fucking terrible. But 2 is pretty good.
2 is good. Yeah, 2 is good.
I do enjoy Shin Megami Tensei. I played 4 and I really enjoyed it. I can't wait for 5.
Nocturne?
Yeah, I'm going to get Nocturne. I just got Persona 5R, so I'm going to play like my entire playthrough of Persona 5R, and then I'm going to get Nocturne, and then I'm going to get Shin Megami Tensei 5. But before that, I got to get No More Heroes 3, because I'm also very excited for that game. Because Suda51, I love his games. Anyways, I went on a bit of a tangent. Again, welcome to podcast. This is what fucking SleepyCabin was. It was just like going on tangents.
It's great.
Don't worry about it. Anyway, next question. Next question, Shiro, go.
Funniest man alive since 2014 says.
Funniest man? Who's the funniest man?
He is the funniest man alive since 2014.
Okay, is that his name?
Yeah, that's his name.
Oh, okay.
He says, why have 3D in your ad? So your Twitter ad is Spaskid in 3D. So why have 3D in your ad if you draw? Just curious.
Oh, because I don't do 3D. It was just a meme, like a joke for my name. If anyone followed me back in the day, which I don't even know if they did, I had SpazKid12 was my first account. And then I started getting banned. So I made SpazKid28. That got banned. Then I made that got banned. Then I made Lay SpazKid. I think I deleted that account because it was cringy. And then I made SpazKid on DVD and Blu-ray, and that got banned. And I actually think might also be my Steam handle. I don't know. And actually, you should censor that. I don't want people at me. And
censor the Steam one.
Yeah. And so that's where I eventually came around, where I just because even you could say my PS5 one. My PS5 one is I think it's. What is it? SpazKid on Blu-ray? DVD? No, that's not that one.
Just a bunch of different SpazKids.
Yeah. It's like it's just like a joke where it's like. And then when I made my Twitter and YouTube, I finally called myself SpazKid in 3D, and that stuck because I decided not to get banned anymore. Like not doing things to get me banned. So in 3D just stuck as my name, but generally you could just call me SpazKid or Corey because or Corey SpazKid. That's what I refer to myself as.
That's the story for the SpazKid in 3D. Really great 3D anime.
I wish I could do 3D.
Well, it's once you do 3D, that's when you get the money back.
I don't know if I could do 3D. I would like to do like 2D, 3D hybrid, like Max Gilardi, I don't know how you say his name.
Next question. Jiggly, but with an I at the end. So Jiggly. I'll say Jiggly because fuck you. Any plans to pay Chris a visit?
Yes. I do plan on going to visit Chris whenever I can. I don't know yet. I do plan on going out there. It's just because of COVID's been acting up again, and now there's like a new strand. It's getting worse and worse to visit. I've already been vaccinated, but they're still like issuing masks even if you've been vaccinated because the strand doesn't even fucking matter. So I don't know. Travel might be ruined yet again if the strand gets out of control. Mm-hmm. I guess we'll see.
That's
if COVID didn't suck ass, then.
Hey, listen, man. We all got fucked by COVID. I wanted to travel.
Well, we got fucked, but we had an out. Getting vaccine, but then everybody had to pull up their fucking pants and fight a metaphorical system and act like they're doing something by not wearing something to make themselves sick. And it's like literally all you're doing is putting cloth over your mouth so you don't get sick. And it's like, it's really not that big of a deal. Because even if you have it and you don't think it's going to bother you, you get lasting effects.
There are the anti-maxers, the anti-max people, and the anti-fucking vaccine.
They're the reason why the Delta strand's gotten out of control is because they just won't get vaccinated.
It's
so it's
people.
It's just gotten so bad that, and then like maskers think they have a fucking win, or anti-maskers are like, haha, well, so much for not wearing them, so much for vaccines. It's like, yeah, it's your fault then where the vaccine doesn't work because you let the fucking strand get out of control because you wouldn't get vaccinated.
Fucking idiots.
It's literally like, it's like letting mold on bread. And then the bread, like, it's like you cut the mold off, but like you don't do anything and the mold just grows back because you just cut the mold off, but it still had mold in the fucking bread to begin with. So it's still bad.
It's stupid, but it is what it is. You can't make everyone at least
nobody will
averagely smart.
All you can really do is just listen to the CDC and, make your own precautions. Don't be a part of the problem.
It takes one stupid asshole to ruin it for everybody.
Yeah, because even if you do everything you can, just know that there's gonna be someone else who isn't make it worse for everybody. So you might as well be the better person.
Okay, next question, and probably the one I was waiting for.
Okay.
By Tuddles.
Okay.
The green or the brown M&M?
The green or the brown M&M? At the time, I thought the green M&M was okay, but I think the brown M&M is definitely better.
Which one would have a fatter ass?
Probably the brown M&M.
The brown one is taller.
I feel like the green M&M is more modest. She's
The
more of
green
a
one
slut.
is roundier.
Yeah,
right?
I feel like the brown M&M would have a bigger ass.
Oiled, what's your take on this? Oiled.
I'm here. Yeah, I'm looking at the photos currently. I don't know. Fuck.
Look at the reference.
It is a quite a tough choice, right?
Green or the brown?
I'd go for the green because I like the color more.
What about you, Spaz? Brown, guaranteed.
Yeah, I like her eyes and I like her
Glasses,
yeah, and I like her
heels.
Yeah, her heels, her legs and stuff. Other thing too is like
but,
I like girls.
But the greener one has fuller lips.
If you want to talk about like aesthetic, I like glasses, obviously, but I also like tomboy girls and stuff. I like short hair generally. I kind of like the punky, delinquent style girls. So if they fit all those criteria, I'll usually go for them.
Okay, hear me out. And here's my answer to the question. Why not both?
Why not both? Well, you said we had to choose.
Well,
there was no both.
I make the rules. I don't go with both. Fuck
Okay, well,
both.
if it's both, then...
No, it's too late. It's too late. It's too late.
It doesn't matter. You're still one of the few people in the world that fucking M&M. So you're still getting some sort of brownie points. Doesn't matter.
So as long as you fucking M&M, it's plus point. You get positive.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you could say that you fuck one of the M&Ms and you could have proof.
How would you even prove that?
Take a picture.
It's caked in chocolate in her fucking outfit. Yeah, take a picture of her like sucking you off.
What if you can't take a picture?
If you can't take a picture, if you can't immortalize that fucking scene, that's your fault. It's your fault.
Immortalize it in your head.
You should have preemptively had a camera ready when the fucking green M&M or brown M&M said they would suck your dick or fuck you. So that's your fault.
I mean, if the brown M&M shows up, like, I'll suck you off, right? Would you have the patience to go grab a camera?
No, well, I mean, they're not just gonna show up. You should preemptively be ready. You'd have your phone, right? Everyone's got phones now.
So you're saying that you're prepared every fucking day that the brown M&M is gonna come to you and suck you off?
No, I'm saying if it was gonna happen, you would definitely be prepared ahead of time.
Hey, you never know, right?
Even if she came in, you could be like, listen, I'm gonna take a picture or video because it's like I need to tell people that I fucked with an M&M.
You wake up every morning and you're like, today's the day, it's gonna happen.
No, I'm not talking about preemptively waiting like some fucking weirdo. I'm saying like you would know ahead of time, so run it by the party first to make sure it was okay. That's my point.
I'm gonna fuck the M&M today, is what he thinks.
Like if you're gonna fuck the M&M today, you either borrow your phone or her phone. Either way, you're taking a picture.
He wakes up every day and he's like, I'm gonna fuck the M&M today.
Today's the day.
You guys are creating this illusion that some lunatic is just waiting to fuck an M&M that doesn't exist. And that wasn't even the argument to begin with. You're making your own rules.
I am the game master here, Spaz.
Yeah, well, your rules don't even follow the question. So who's the real game master?
Oh god, I completely fucking forgot what the original question was.
It's about Scott being mildly addicted to the green M&M coming to suck his.
Okay, was that a question?
No, I'm just saying that's the topic. Yeah. You have problems.
I didn't say it. You said it. They just gave me a question of like an M&M. It's like you're.
Hey, Corey, he doesn't exist, man.
But this was like it was supposed to exist. The green M&M and brown M&M existed in this like made up ethereal realm.
Okay, even if they exist,
I don't even know.
You made a statement. You made the fuck. Even if they exist,
you're creating this illusion that like you're just some maniac who thinks you're gonna fuck a giant talking sentient M&M at some time or someday. And that never ever occurred as something I implied. I always implied that they existed and knew and they were sentient. You guys are the ones projecting.
So you do want to fuck M&M?
Well, you can't because they're not real.
No, not me. You want to fuck M&M?
Well, yeah, if they were real, I would fuck the M&Ms, the green and brown. I would go ham.
Okay, since you like femboys, or no, that word.
No,
is
I would
bad,
not
apparently.
Fuck the blue and red and yellow M&M. They suck. I would only fuck the green and brown. The blue, yellow, and red could go suck each other off in a corner. Fuck them.
Oh, the orange one.
Fuck the orange one. The orange one can fucking go drown in the ocean.
What the fuck? That's sexism.
I don't care. We said green or brown. We didn't say the stupid ass other colors of the M&Ms. Fuck them.
So only green or brown.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to the next. I feel like this is gonna needs to be like a fucking off episode. Like we're gonna do a fucking tier list of fuckable M&Ms. Please go to the next question.
There's not enough M&Ms to fuck in the tiers.
There's not, but there's like the other.
6.
They're like the separate packages of it.
It would just be like you would fuck the green or brown and you would ignore the others and then you would not even think about the minis and you'd be done.
No,
that's your tier list.
We'll get a female artist. We'll have some diversity at least.
Yeah, we're gonna commission an artist to do all the fucking colors of M&Ms and then we're gonna make a tier list out of it.
Let's get what's his name again? Let's get Krekov to draw all the M&Ms.
Hell yeah.
Why?
Make all the male traps. Make all the male M&Ms traps.
I mean, you could do that quite easily. I already know plenty of talented artists who could do it.
I want Krekov to do it. He has he made Kai look sexy somehow.
I feel like you know an artist named -8. I feel like they could fucking do it.
Who doesn't know -8?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I get surprised when sometimes people say they don't. But -8 is the only artist I know who can make weird sentient things super hot. Aside from
you hear that -8
universe.
You hear that -8?
-8 can make fuckable M&Ms.
This is a call from the gods. -8
boys with M&M hats and shirts and shit.
Why hats?
Why just M&M? I don't know. Fucking the hair, whatever. Just outfits. I didn't specify.
What if they're all bald?
I feel like they need hair to have that sort of femboy innocence.
Okay, let's just go next question. I think we
we drag this topic to the ground. Please go to the next question.
Okay, it wasn't me.
Lopunny Natasha. You know Lopunny, the Pokemon? Lopunny Natasha.
Yeah, Lopunny.
Lopunny?
Lopunny.
The fourth furry mascot of
I know Lopunny.
The Lopunny Natasha.
I like Brixton more though.
Of course you do.
They do. This is not a lie.
How goes the game with Johnny Utah?
It's good. I work on it every day from 9 to 5 on weekdays, and weekends I use personal time to either play games or do something else. So yeah.
So
game should have updates soon, but game development takes a very long time.
What about? Do we talk about the other game here?
No, because it's not even it's just an idea.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, it's for a future reference.
If I ever did do it, yeah.
Okay. Pilot, next question. Oh, wait. There's a second part to the Natasha. What's your take on the latest Chris Chan development? We can completely skip that if you don't want to talk about
it. There's literally nothing to talk about.
Yeah, it's already said.
I could basically just say that I stopped caring about Chris Chan shit years ago. The only kind of Chris Chan stuff I ever caught up with was the comprehensive history, because it was really cool seeing someone make an interesting documentary series. So Samuel, whatever his name is, I forget his name.
The several hour long video, right?
Yeah, he's got a lot. So if you ever wanted a comprehensive history, you should definitely look it up because it's very good. But aside from that, I do not give a shit about Chris Chan. That ship has sailed long ago.
It's been way too long.
Yeah, and it's the stuff with Chris's mom is totally fucked, because Chris's mom's got fucking dementia.
Yeah.
And it's definitely taking advantage of the elderly's fucking brain rot. It's just wrong. I don't know. It's horrible and disgusting, and I hope Chris gets what's fucking coming to them.
Okay, next question. Shit, that was a heavy one.
Well, there was really nothing you could say.
Well, next question. Pilot Menendez. There's a double M. Menendez. Hey, Spaskid. What do you think are the pros and cons of working on a game with people who are close to you? Comparing that to working with a giant.
Well, and I feel like this is here's a misconception with game design. I feel like just because you may be close to someone doesn't necessarily mean game development can be easy. And I'm not saying that the people I work with are hard to work with. That's definitely not the case. This is just a scenario and an example where game development varies based on who you know. And even if you think a game development might be fun to work with someone that you're close with or friends with at the time, you could have a very different experience working on a game with them. I think the best way to work on a game completely is to be in person. That way you can be in the same room and show each other the same stuff. I don't think game development works as well when it's long distance, because there's a lot that can go wrong when it's just through calls and not in person. And with Nightmare Cops, I see everybody I work with. So when I have to go over something, I can talk to them and show them, and they can show me stuff. And it's easy for me to visually see stuff and work out stuff. So game development has been easier for me, but I've heard a lot of stories that like people were like, oh, I'm going to make a game with a friend. And it just went nowhere, because you never know how good it is to work with someone unless you actually have to see them. Because when you work with them face to face, you know, there's a certain you have to hold yourself up to a certain point.
Yeah, it's way better to actually be with someone you can easily talk to.
The same room, I think that's the only way a game can really develop comfortably. It's very hard
to develop. Company, you have barriers.
Exactly. I don't even know.
You're not free to change.
I don't know what it's like to work in a business with like other people I don't know, because I don't do that. We're an indie game studio, and we're doing our own thing. We don't have a big studio, but I don't think it would be easy, because just from hearing stories, there's like different departments where the programmers will all work in their own department. Like story people and will work on their own department. Sometimes they may meet up to like catch up on things to see what everybody's doing. Yeah. But in order to keep everything flowing like a well-oiled machine, everyone has to do their part and everybody has to be on the same page, or else nothing will get done. Game development is very, very fickle.
And companies, right? Because I did work as a part-time in a game development company. It wasn't big scale. It wasn't a big. It was a mid-sized company.
Yeah.
But you cannot progress if not everyone is agreed on the current project, the current fucking product. The current product. If everyone doesn't agree on it, it's not gonna move forward.
Game development.
In a big company, you're fucked, right?
Yeah,
because you're either gonna force it down someone's throat who doesn't want to continue on it, or you're gonna have to force them to like it somehow.
It's a huge give and take, and it also has to do with morale and the energy people have with stuff. Game development is very unpredictable. You would think it's like almost like the perfect job, where it's like, oh, it's like making mangas with your friends. It's like, no, because even mangakas have like a strict deadline they have to follow, and the people working on their mangas are all strictly tied to this like unholy deadline that they have to reach in order for them to even get paid. So it's like, it's scary. And game development can be the same way, where it's like it has to be a well-oiled machine and everything has to move forward, or else like it could be pushed back. And another thing with game development is you can't be afraid to lose things that you worked on. If you have an idea or you're working on a concept, don't be surprised if it doesn't happen. Like I've done tons of animations for Nightmare Cops that have just been thrown away because they were either too advanced or they just wouldn't work out. And sometimes you just have to accept the fact that you'll be doing a bunch of work that will just be forgotten. Like I have thousands and thousands of hours that are just things, and tons of animation that is just gone because it was just too much work and too much effort and just not enough like time and energy put into it. And that's just how it is. It's game development. It's a very realistic
game development is fucking like it's not all that fun and stuff. Like it's not the YouTube montages you see. That's not game development.
Game development takes forever, and I mean the lows get real low, but the highs are nice. And whenever you proceed and things start moving forward, it's a very great feeling that stuff's coming together. But I guess like back then I used to be pretty cynical with games, and I'd be like, oh, this game sucks, or this game's a piece of shit. But I feel like I understand just doing game development. I can see what I know when like sometimes people work on a game and you could see like behind the scenes that they weren't happy with it, but they just had to do it. And it sucks, but it's just game development. You need competent people to make games. Anyways, that was a bit of a tangent.
Yeah, that was actually the last question. And I think that was a really good tip for everyone. So if you want to get into game development, like don't think it's all fun, right? But it's not all depressing as well.
No, yeah. Like, if you have an idea, it's good. But if you're gonna work on it, work on the people that you know you can trust. And definitely work better by meeting up with them. Like, actually seeing the people makes game development a lot easier. And that's really the biggest tip I can give.
Okay.
Meetings in person sometimes. Don't always have it digitally.
As that was our last question, do you wanna do any shout outs or anything you wanna say before we
Yeah, do you have any closing words?
Anything? Any of the above?
I have no idea.
Okay, drop a shout out then, quick.
Shout out to who?
Anyone. Shout out to me. Yeah, Shiro.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Shiro and Oiled for
Not Oiled. Fuck that guy.
for bringing me on the podcast.
Oh man.
Not Oiled. Fuck that guy.
And Tootle for asking me to come originally. And I don't know. I can't think right now. I'm full of vodka. My brain is muggy.
Be honest, how much did you drink in the past 2 hours since we started?
How much have you?
I drank a cup, but I didn't eat anything for lunch, so.
All right, let's call it here before he dies from alcohol poisoning.
Yep. Good
No,
luck.
I don't have alcohol poisoning. I'm just a little intoxicated.
Okay.
Okay, that was episode 22, I think.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, episode 22. Yeah.
The second episode of season 3, Oil.
Yeah.
Don't make it too complicated.
Yeah, that's it for now,
thank
and
you
see you
Thank
in
you
like
very much.
Bye.
see you in
having
like
you,
a week or two.
Spaz.
Yeah, thank you, Spaz, for
Yeah,
coming. It was
ciao.
great, dude. Oh yeah,
Ciao.
bye.
Kisses, kiss. Bye.
Bye.